to Head Coach Chris Stutzriem of Rocky Mountain College. Coach Stutzriem enters his sixth year at Rocky Mountain with the Battle and Bears. He brings in an overall record of 24-21, if I'm not mistaken. And as I've been reinforcing and emphasizing, last year there were 34 young men in the program that received the Billings Clinic Logan Health Academic All-Conference recognition. Chris, I'm going to give the time to you and your student athletes, and look forward to your presentation.
Thanks. Appreciate it. You guys hear me okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay, perfect. Thanks. Really fortunate to be here with two of our outstanding student athletes, Graydon Buell to my right, and then Kason Barnett to my left. Graydon will be returning as our starting quarterback. Always great when you can have a starting quarterback back, vocal leader. And what he did late in the season was really what we needed on our offense and part of our team after losing a quarterback early. And then the young man to my left, Kason Barnett, again, just Mr. Everything. He's grown to be a great leader, great person, always a good smile on his face, but really holds people accountable and making sure that they bring it every day and they're improving every day. So very excited to have them with me. Want to hit on my staff first. We returned Joe Dunning as our assistant head coach, defensive coordinator. He's been with me since day one. Teague Bloom entering his fifth year with us. Teague was a student assistant for me when I was the offensive coordinator at Rocky, and then took a year away. Got his master's degree, and then came back, and we're fortunate to have him. And so he'll be in his second year as the offensive coordinator. At defensive line, Brandon Wilson will be our new defensive line coach. He was an assistant defensive line coach last year, and then got the promotion over the summer. Dylan Bairdon was a all-conference player in the Frontier, defensive lineman. He moves over, wants to still be a part of what we're doing, and he's coaching our running backs. And then Keyshawn Camp will be our assistant defensive line coach. He comes to us from the University of Pittsburgh, where he played for them, and a good pedigree behind that. So it's been fun. Still return Broderick Thomas as our corners coach, Lucas Olson coaching our safeties. Sam Mora is rejoining us, was with me for the first 3 years I was here, and then spent the last year as the quarterbacks coach at Southwest Baptist Division II school in Missouri. But he's coming back. He'll coach our inside receivers and tight ends. Jordan Melendo, our offensive line coach. And so we're excited about having the group back. I get to work with guys every day that I'm comfortable with. We have a great time, competitive, but very excited to be around them. Entering a couple of years now with our athletic director, Jim Kleeman. He's been phenomenal to work with. We bounce ideas off each other and, never been told no, just how we get it done. I want to thank our president, Bob Wilmuth, and then our one of our vice presidents, Anthony Piltz, for all that they do for Rocky football. As we kind of look at, key returners for us and guys that I'm excited to see them play this year. Obviously Kason with what he does in the return game, and then also leading our secondary, to be able to move him around a little bit differently and try to make him, create havoc on the defensive side of the ball and in special teams. At the linebacker position, Mason Browning and Cade Reynolds come back with a lot of experience, two very talented and smart guys that, are very vocal on the defense and lead the defense. From the D-line position, John Aragon, Dakota Sage, and Jasper Juma. We'll count on some freshmen, some younger guys, some transfers to come in and help us and create things in the backfield. But excited about those three and who they are as people. I can't speak highly enough about the quality of kids that we have here, and the character that we have and accountability from all of our team. And it really starts with our seniors and our older guys of leading that. On special teams, Tyler Anderson, I think he's one of the best in the Frontier as a long snapper. That guy is athletic, can get down the field, but his snaps are always on point. I think there was one bad snap last year that we had in the last game of the year. So excited for him. At the field goal position, who will be handling that. Austin Drake was an all-conference guy for us. Just consistent, does a great job, whether it's called upon 1 time or 10 times. Very consistent with that. The punter position, we're still figuring out who that's going to be. Could be Austin, could be somebody different, and then kickoffs as well as we go into things. On the offensive side of the ball, obviously leading the offense, Graydon Buell did a phenomenal job, coming in last year. We had Trent Nobot go down game 2. early on, and Graydon just kept getting better at practice, getting better in games, and then really took the reins and has done a great job in his leadership. And it's fun to see these two compete against each other at practice and really lead their sides of the ball and make our practices better. On the O-line, Taziah Quint and Tyler Palm will really be the anchors for that. We've got a couple new guys there that have some good snaps, some good reps, but it'll be, there's 9-10 guys that we think we can plug in and play at any point in time. So we're excited for them. The running back position will be a little bit younger. Ben Rooney will lead that, a senior as well, from Hamilton, Montana. I think Ben's a guy that can be pretty good out of the backfield and also in between the tackles. So excited for Ben, but we will have some new faces there and be by committee like we always have been at the running back position. The receiver position, which I think on our team, has the most depth and experience, led by Joseph Dwyer, Deniro Killian Jr., and Jack Waddell. I think those guys are very consistent and give us the ability on offense to spread the ball around, whether it's short, deep, things like that, and not let teams, kind of anchor on one guy. So I'm excited for those guys. New recruits and transfers, stuff like that. We're in the middle of fall camp, so we've got guys battling all over and how we change practice a little bit to get more guys some reps and do some split field stuff. But I don't know. We'll kind of see where guys are, if they're big contributors. Maybe it's early in the season to later being more contributors, but those guys are battling. The freshmen are doing a great job, really honed in on the playbooks and learning from our older guys and how we do things on and off the field. So I'm excited for them, but still a little early to kind of say, I think this guy will be a big name or things like that. We'll kind of wait and see. But I think one thing about this team, we've got a lot of guys that come back, maybe not with a ton of experience, but they've been here for 2 or 3 years. And so we've just got to put them in good situations, offense, defensively, special teams wise, to make sure that they're set up for success. And I believe in our coaches and that we'll do that really well. We've got one out of conference game, Dickinson State. I think they've won 10 years in a row now over in the North Star. They'll be joining us, and we're excited for them to join the Frontier next year, as well as the other teams. But we go to them on August 29th, a Thursday night game. And it's always a battle. It's always a battle with Rocky and Dickinson. And we're excited for it. They're a well-coached team, very, very good program, a lot of conference championships, a lot of wins. They're always sound and tough. They play good football. And you're going to their place on the road. So we are excited for the challenge. They'll be a top 20 team, I'm sure, when the rankings come out. And so we're ready to get after it, but we still got a lot of work to do here. To get better each and every day, but really proud of this team and who we have coming in and our returners and how guys are leading, and then we get going right into the Frontier Conference. So as Coach Camp said, it's always a grind. It's always a battle. Never really seems like whoever's preseason picked 1 or 2 kind of end up like that. Sometimes it does, but you got to stay healthy. You got to keep making sure you're fresh with guys, being able to play a lot of guys at different spots. And so we're excited for it, but we've got a little bit more work to do here. But I believe in this football team and our coaches, and I think it'll be a good year for us.
Thank you, Coach. Appreciate your remarks. Are there questions from members of the media? If so, please use the raised hand feature, and I'll call on you if you'd introduce yourself and who you're with. All right, Luke Shelton, please go ahead.
Hey guys, Luke Shelton with MTN Sports. And I guess this question is just for all of you. Middle of the season, a 3-game skid, you kind of flip the script at the end there, reel off 3 straight wins. I guess my question is, what's it going to take to take that momentum and carry it into the start of this season?
Yeah, I'll start with that. And I want these guys to talk and you hear from them from a player's perspective. But I think for us, I think late in the season, like I said, we kind of had we played really good talent, with the teams we played there. And in those games we're right there, either we're winning or, right in it. We just had to finish, and we didn't do that in those 3 games. But I think we really kind of hit our stride again. When you get a new quarterback in there, it takes time. Doesn't matter, whatever level, everybody wants it to go like this, and it doesn't do that. But I think our guys, the resiliency that they had of, not just kind of putting it in the tank. They wanted to battle back. And so I was proud of them for that. And, I think every year is a little bit different with what happens. So we're on a new year and excited for what's going on.
Yeah, I just think continuing to trust each other. I think that's a huge part of going into this season and being successful. I think that's what we got at the end of last season. I think we came together as a team and decided to trust each other. And I think that's a big part of it. Just continuing to work our butts off. I think that's all we're focused on right now is we're focused on the internal and looking at what we got fixed. But I think if we continue to work our butts off, we'll be just fine.
We definitely want to try to carry over the momentum we finished with at the end of our season last year. And we just striving and working hard every day, try to better so we're more prepared this season so we can stay on top.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Luke, do you have any follow-up questions?
Oh, just that one. Thank you, Scott.
All right. Daniel Shepard.
Daniel Shepard, 406 Sports. I guess Kason, I know you guys I think led the conference in defensive points allowed last year. What do you think the identity of this year's group defensively can be?
You know, we graduated a lot of seniors, so of course in the secondary there's going to be a lot of new faces, but I feel like those guys did a great job of setting the standard. And even though we have a lot of transfers and new guys coming up, guys who haven't played that many snaps, they still know that the standard is the standard. So we're still striving and trying to be as great as possible. So I feel like this defense has a lot of potential and we have a lot of talent to do great things. And yeah.
Daniel, any follow-up?
Sure. Yeah, I guess for Graydon, just what's it like, I guess kind of being the guy, so to speak, this year at quarterback? Is there differences, starting maybe last year a little bit down on the depth chart to this year going in knowing that you're going to see those reps right away, I guess?
Obviously you feel a little different, but I don't think there's much difference. I think if you want to be a successful at quarterback position, you have to prepare like the starter day in, day out, no matter if you're the sixth guy on the depth chart or number one. So preparing doesn't change anything for me. I mean, still watching film, same amount, still doing all my stuff and dotting my I's, crossing my T's, all that stuff. I don't think much changed. If you aren't preparing as the 4, then you're not going to be successful as the 1. So just continue to do my thing. Listen to Coach Stutz, Coach Bloom. They always put me in great positions. They always get me ready for game day, and just keep grinding.
Other questions from members of the media that have joined us today? Well, Coach, will the gigantic gong be out at the football stadium?
Oh yeah. We got to hit that and get it loud and get it going. And I'll get the emails about the music being too loud or the stadium PA being too loud, but that's okay. We're excited for that.
I won't ask you to rate my form, but I have to be maybe in the top 100 of gong players that have ever hit it there. So
yeah, we're coming out with our breakdown of it, our top 25 right now. And so I won't go into detail about who's made the list or not, but be looking out on social media. We'll get that going.
Thank you, Coach. Hey, we're going to let you guys go. Looking forward to your season. It's always good to be in Billings with the Battle and Bears. And thank you guys for making time for our media day today.
Yep. Thank you. Thank you, everybody.